Brian?
No.
Yes.
Jesse? And as chair, I break the tie. I will trust Russ to spend the money wisely, and I say yes. Motion carries. Next is the fund balance, which we haven't yet determined as to whether or not we're going to fund the fund balance.
If you're going to fund the 2.5
2.5 contingency fund.
I make a motion that we fund the amount to $75,000 to maximize it this year.
Second.
Motion by Brian, seconded by Ed. Discussion?
Just a quick question about the cost of money. If we do the full $75,000 now, with interest rates the way they are, is it beneficial to do that, or are we better off doing a smaller amount, 25 or 50 this year, and then you can get contributing 25 a year every year?
Is that question to the board or to Kelly?
Mainly to Kelly.
Okay.
Have you done an analysis?
I have not for that. I know we're at very low interest rate at this point.
Yeah, I don't think
Very
it's.
minimal. We only have one checking account here, so.
I don't think it's significant enough, April, to make a difference, is what I'm hearing from Kelly. It's, the interest rate is so low, it's insignificant.
Well, that's what I'm saying, the interest rate is so low, so why add the account?
Because we have the ability to do so, and we then take it off the table would be, my understanding, we take it off the table moving forward. So we're not gonna go next year and say, let's get another 25, let's get another 25.
But won't the assessment go up next year as well?
I don't know if it would go
We
up.
have a gap of the old 2.5 versus the new 2.5.
Yeah, the last one was 255. Now we're at 263.
So it went from 255 to 263. So the answer to your question is yes, it'll continue to go up, but leaving that at 250, we would at least wait till it goes another $25,000, which would be a couple of years before it hit that point. If that math is somewhat right.
Assuming we don't have to tap into it.
Right.
Okay. Any further discussion or question regarding the motion? Hearing none, I'm going to call for a vote. April?
One more question.
Oh, please go.
Can we have it contingent upon the trying to stay neutral? If we're saying that, we're not going to give back as much as we thought, to have it as a sliding scale to keep us neutral, but maybe not to exceed 75,000?
I know what you're getting at, and I'm looking at Kelly because I don't understand what that might do to her on her end.
Neither do I, so it's definitely a question for Kelly.
So the short answer would be yes. How's that? Yes, we can look to try to make sure that we're coming in neutral and not going into an additional expense by taking the 75.
Is that something we want to consider in the motion?
Brian, would you consider revising the motion on that?
I would.
Okay. Thank you, April. Brian will consider revising his motion, and I'll let you do that now.
I make a motion that we will keep up to $75,000 with the goal of remaining neutral, tax neutral, to put in that 2.5 account.
Tax neutral for 2018. This money will be applied for 2018.
Yes.
So the tax bill that we're going to get December 1st of this year, that's paid, that's done. Correct. When you talk about neutral, it's the difference between what's going to happen in 27 tax bill and 2018 tax bill. That's what I think, but I'm not sure that's commonly agreed upon.
Yeah.
You're talking about the.
That's what I'm thinking.
That's what-
Yeah.
Yeah, we're not talking about this current bill that like
Thank
you
you,
said,
John.
that's done.
All right, so Brian's motion,
Did you get it all right?
No,
No.
it's after, because your original motion was move to cap the 2.5% fund by retaining 75,000 from the unreserved fund balance. And this time you said keep up to $75,000
In that 2.5 account,
in 2.5% account, fund,
with the goal of remaining,
the goal of remaining tax neutral.
okay.
Not having a negative tax impact.
goal of not having a
Negative tax impact.
All right.
negative
Thank you.
tax impact.
And I believe, did you second that, Ed?
Second.
You'll re-second that,
Yes.
thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. April?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Jesse? Yes. Thank you, passes unanimously.
Thank you.
Next on action items is an added one that was not on the original agenda. We added it at the beginning of the meeting, it's Nature's Classroom. And
Jesse. Come on, hands.
thank you.
Need a motion?
We would need a motion.
Yes.
Motion that we approve the request for Nature's Classroom as presented.
Second.
Motion made by Brian, seconded by Jesse. Any discussion on Nature's Classroom? We've done it for decades.
Let's add this to the June meeting next year. We'll take a preemptive strike.
John, if you could pass that along?
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, any discussions on Nature's Classroom proposal? I think everybody in the room knows what Nature's Classroom is, or has had a child or two or three
Awesome.
participate. So I'll call for a vote. April?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Jesse, yes. Paul, yes. Passes unanimously. Thank you. Next on our agenda is information items, update on summer projects, new board training, and NHDOE determination letter for meeting IDEA. And that's all you, Russ.
So I'm going to be very brief, given the time, and I've talked too much tonight. Back parking lot done. Obviously, the cleaning and upkeep of the building, working great. Jody talked about some new carpet and new space down there. We did a little bit of modification to the health room and made some changes, and that is now our pre-engineering and STEAM room. And I want to thank the Lions Club for their work that they did in putting in a drainage and warning track up in the upper field. They came in and did all that work over the summertime. The new parking lot piece, if you get a chance to go back there and take a look, it's great. It added a lot. We had additional tonnage in what we had originally ordered. And so if folks remember, we talked about the guardrail on the fencing and that dip. It was great. They had enough tonnage over to go right up that and level up that dip. So problem not solved, but we didn't spend any more money, and we Band-Aided it at least for the year.
Good.
And just a thanks to Matt and his crew, just Matt really specifically, just getting folks organized this year and contractors and folks in and out, and just to really appreciate the work that he did and his crew for the work that they do. So.
Good. Well, I'll thank Jesse and Ed for taking the time this summer to do the new board training. That I think is quite important for our board to work well. Thank
Yeah,
you
it
for
was
taking
good.
the time. Would you
well
guys
done.
like to add anything to your educational experience? Inform us of anything that we need to know?
No, it was good use of time. Gave us a lot to think about, and we asked a lot of questions. So it was
Great.
great. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys. NHDOE determination letter for IDEA. What's that?
It's in your packet. Tara, you want to speak to it really quickly? This is sort of her checklist, if you will.
Yep, and I went through it at some length last year, and essentially, we've received that we've met requirements 100% this year, and there's a review of the last 5 years, and we have met requirements for the last 5 years.
Thank you.
Can I just comment regarding comment about the budget? Make a comment about that.
Oh, please do.
If I-
Go right
if I
ahead.
can. So I just wanted to just respond real quickly. We, by no means, was I trying to put the board in the situation of the pressure of spending money. Again, this is a very fluid process in which we work, and Kelly rounds the numbers up. We start looking at numbers. We're still closing out PO'd and encumbered numbers. I brand it as for information, so I hope people didn't feel pressure that, listen, I'm telling you, you have to spend this money. By no means was that my intent. I was trying to give you options so that the district can move forward productively and also to look at tax impact and how that potentially works moving forward. So I just didn't want it to be, hey, I'm throwing at something last minute to make you pressure to sign onto the dotted line, so.
No, I made the motion, I didn't take it that way at all. I think that
No.
with the books closing, maybe pressure wasn't the right word. There's an opportunity with a limited window.
Right.
So I appreciate you saying that. That's not, whether I worded that properly or not.
No, I just wanted
I didn't feel,
And I'll add as chair, having sat here for 6 years, and Brian, you can chime in also, it's nice to have this discussion, even though it takes time, and it's only the amount of money that we were talking about, it's important to have this discussion. So I thank you, and don't take offense when we challenge you.
I'm not at all, but
Okay.
I didn't want you to think I'm trying to push something through at the last minute,
Good.
because that was never not my intent.
All right. Next on our agenda,
And,
yes, April.
I was just gonna say, your job, Russ, to bring those things to the school to make that, so I don't think you did anything other than your job at that point.
We're not laughing at you, April, we're laughing because half of what you said was audible and the other half was not. So it was kind of funny hearing it.
please restate.
Can you restate what you said, please?
Sure, I was just saying that, I think, Russ, you were doing your job by bringing things to us. It's your job to bring it in. It's our job as a school board to make sure that we don't take anything else into consideration other than the MA.
Great.
Good, thank you.
Super, thank you.
All right, moving on the agenda, manifest. We've got AP manifest and payroll manifests. Who's?
I make a motion to approve AP Manifest 2017-24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 2018, 01, and 02.
Second.
Second by Ed. Any discussions? Hearing none, I'll call for a vote. All those in favor, I'm sorry, roll call. April?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Jesse?
Yes.
Paul? Yes. Now we have payroll manifests.
Make a motion to approve Payroll Manifest 2017, 25.1, 2017, 26, 26.1, 27, 2018, 02, and 2018, 03.
Motion made by Brian, seconded by Ed. Any discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for a roll call vote. April?
Yes.
Ed?
Yes.
Brian?
Yes.
Jesse?
Yes.
Yes. Passes. Next on our forum, or our agenda is public forum, and this is the portion that we've set aside for the public to talk about things not on the agenda. Keeping in mind that, you know, you've got the right for free speech, but just because you can say it doesn't mean you should say it in the way that, what I'm saying is, you know, just be cautious, because I want to keep this.
Hi, Paul Manson, Young Hill. Back to the plow truck. Putting a plow on a half-ton truck is ludicrous at best. Then to have somebody that is not responsible for the upkeep and use it adds to it. And as far as plowing the SAU, we have the town plow here, and we have them at the elementary school and the gym. Why don't they plow the SAU? They spend money plowing the Oberham and hauling snow off that. I think they could forego that, plow the SAU.
It's a great point.
And as far as putting a plow on a new half-ton, it's a lot lighter than the one you've got now.
I think I heard
I
2,500.
got a 2,500
or
we're looking at
250.
too, Paul, because I agree.
Even that, I
Okay.
fix them all year long. And we work on 1 tons, they're just not tough enough. And when someone that's not paying for them's driving it,
Yeah.
It's a little worse.
it's not gonna work.
Thank you for your input. Anyone else?
Jordan Hanson, Young Hill Road. Couple questions. Can you guys tell me the Facebook that you were talking about? Is that gonna like put out all the meetings for community members, parents to know about? Or is it gonna be practices for the kids, or is it gonna encompass all of that? What's it sort of designed to put out for information? Not in great detail, but
Yeah.
just vaguely.
And do you have, I don't want to take your 3 minutes by talking to you. Do you have anything else you want to say?
Yeah. Another question I've been meaning to ask, and I just keep forgetting, is there a new sign that's out at the road here? Okay. When did that get put up?
Last
year.
summer.
Last summer, so it's been a year?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering how it got funded, because I don't remember discussing that sign. I remember lots of discussion about a possible new sign at the elementary school. So I was just wondering how that got funded. I don't ever remember hearing about it.
I approved that as a, I'm sorry.
Is there any other, what I'm trying to avoid here is a
Yeah,
dialogue
Yeah, I
in
appreciate
public
that.
forum.
Yeah, just have one other
We'll answer your
thing.
questions.
Sort of a sticking point for me for a while now was, you guys have been really, you talked about a lot tonight about thanking people for the jobs they've done, which I think is great. To mention Matt just recently and Tim Latora, even the strategic planning committee, you know, you have said maybe we should thank them. And that's all great. And all the teachers that are retired, I've always heard, you know, thank yous to them. It was brought up at the time when Mrs. Kessel and Mrs. Porter, and I know you guys aren't all board members, weren't board members then, so you're not all responsible for this. But it was brought up after one of the meetings that they were forgotten. And our former chairman said, oh, well, I guess we just forgot. Well, it never got taken care of, and I think I'm strongly suggesting that you make a wrong right and apologize for not doing it in a timely manner, and then thanking them. Mrs. Porter, I know, did 19 years here. Mrs. Kessel, I think, did probably close to that. I don't know the figure for her. And the fact that they've gotten forgotten is what we were told. I think is sad and unprofessional. So,
Thank you.
those are my comments tonight.
Thank you, Jody. Any other comments?
Are you able to answer the
Yeah, I will,
questions?
after the
Okay.
public forum closes.
All right.
Any other comments? I'll close public comment for this meeting. Thank you so much. Regarding your questions, Jody, Facebook, infancy, it's a, I don't want to say a new toy, but it's a new, it's new for us, it's a new tool, and yeah, we're going to try as hard as we can to communicate as much as we can in that. I think that's.
I don't think it's going to take the place of the master calendar. We're going to see kind of how it fits with the overall communication, the digital piece, but really the big piece for us is things that are going on in classrooms for teachers to be able to have some place to put that so people can look at those things as well. It won't be our only avenue.
Having listened to the presentation this morning, the thing that struck me was that it's two-way communication. So we post this stuff out there, and you in the cyber world, seeing that, can respond back to it, and it goes. So yeah, you can say, hey, can you put up X, Y, and Z, or can you make mention of this, and we will assess that and say yes or no based upon what it is that you're asking. So it's a two-way means of communication. Is that correct?
Absolutely.
Is there a policy on how this is being used? Have I missed that?
We have a social media policy regarding staff. We don't have one directly on this, on Facebook itself, but our overall social media acceptable use policy sort of covers how we utilize social media, meaning how we use technology within our building, what is and what isn't allowed.
Okay, because the reason why I bring that up is when we looked at having a Facebook post for our police department, we were warned that if you have somebody going on a tirade and is very upset and using freedom of speech, there's laws about what you can and can't take down.
So we don't allow commenting on our page.
Okay, thank you.
Like, so you can't post on our page, you can like something on our page.
Okay.
That's about it.
Thank you for the Janice Porter and Laura Kessler suggestion. We'll do our best to look into it.
And the sign was a
In the
special
sign,
project.
Yeah, the sign, I was just
Yeah.
wondering how that got
Special
funded.
project that I okayed during the year, it was, the one was falling down, I got a quote on it, was $6,000, I approved it as a special project.
Okay.
Which I would do.
and that's how that was created.
How come the other sign wasn't painted the same way?
Because of the price, we initially asked for $40,000, I believe, for the electronic piece, and that's how it was done that.
Yeah, the electronic piece got unplugged.
Paul, you said that Facebook was two-way communication, but we can't post or?
No, to get to.
You can communicate to the administrator, but you can't post You can't, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't understand it.
So it's filled.
There's no public,
Comment.
we don't, it's a posting out there for what we do, but if you have suggestions for what you want to see, post it, or a point that you want to make, there will be someone that reads it, so.
So it must be built in there, like you said, allow certain things and not other things,
We're putting our content on,
right?
and
As far as the comments back.
Abby monitors the comments back, so you have the ability to like something right now on it, and I think that's as far as it goes. You are able to comment on it, and you probably know Mrs. Balch more than I do about it, because maybe you wrote something, but then
You can like and comment.
you can like and comment, but she'll review the comment, and I don't know if our comments get posted, or she responds back to you on comments being posted.
They're posted,
Yeah,
instantly posted.
So whether it's negative or positive, it's. when you
because
post.
that wasn't, John, do you
Yeah.
have a little more insight on this?
Yeah, the planners were not to allow comments, and Abby was gonna work on that today.
Okay.
Planners will watch this without comments.
Right, because that's how we initially went
Sure,
in.
you can repost, you can message, you can do
So
that.
right now, it's not a two-way conversation,
You can,
other than just liking,
you can like, you can share, you can message back to
not
us.
comment this.
Yeah, and
Right.
let me correct myself when I say two-way conversation. I mean two-way. You speaking to me speaking to you, not the world seeing what you say to me and the world saying what I say back to you. So there's a means for you to communicate to our administrator that, hey, you should put up the XYZ, and don't forget that, please.
Okay, so how do you do that if you can't comment? Am I not understanding this?
Maybe I'm not understanding it, Jody.
Right, that's what
So,
I'm asking.
Can I
Sure.
jump to agenda items? Can we just have a quick dog and pony show?
We could bring
when-
Abby in next month and have her talk to you all about Facebook and social media.
Just to condense reasonable snapshots so that we aren't trying to figure this out when we can have
yeah,
our partner agency give us a
Yeah.
showdown.
Small
And it'd be nice, because then if we're gonna, however, the level of exchange,
Well, that's-
it's gonna reach a lot of people, setting aside the exchange or not exchange possibility for
Okay.
the school to be able to post its content and reach all of our grads and other
Yeah.
prospective students is important. So as this is starting to come to life, it'd be great, and I think a good service to the community to say, hey, this is what to look for, this is what the function is and why,
Mhm.
we're really excited about it, take a look yourself.
and that's a perfect segue for the next item on our agenda. Thank you for redirecting us. Agenda items for next meeting, we'll invite Abby Peel in. Is there anything else that the board would like to see on our agenda for next meeting?
One of the meetings we discussed, academic eligibility for athletes, looking at taking it from 2 failures. I was hoping to take it from 2 failures down to 1.
Okay, well, we'll talk about that at the next meeting. We'll add that to the agenda. Is there anything else that we need to talk about? That anybody is, okay? We have no non-public, so I will entertain a motion to adjourn from someone.
Make a motion to adjourn the meeting.
Ed made a motion, seconded by Brian.
Second.
All those in favor? April?
Aye.
Ed?
Aye.
Brian? Jesse?
Aye.
Yes. Meeting